atop ancient sand dunes that harbor life found nowhere else. Amidst dwindling orange groves and between the pressures of the coast, where the crickets still sing and the hills are full of billies. You are Livin on the Ridge, a variety show that celebrates the heritage of Highlands County, Florida, with news, events, sports, food, arts, and history. We serve up the good, the bad, and the weird. Livin on the Ridge, putting the culture in agriculture.
A lay layer, religious lay layer. We had they had built so many ships in the Reagan era. Reagan was viewed as a man of power. He put power on display, and he had a very strong philosophy. I walk soft, but I carry a big stick. I don't know if anybody remember that about Reagan. Yes. And he was very close with the Iron Lady of England, Miss Thatcher. And during that time, we went to a lot of countries. We shook a lot of countries that never made it to the news because it wasn't supposed to. Until we got to Libya, and then Mr. Gaddafi said, "I don't care what you do, I'm never gonna step down." And he made some strong remarks towards Reagan, and he lived to regret it. And so I said, people just forget we have the most powerful man in the world that sits in our White House, and so we can reach far and deep and wide. So be careful when you speak. And I learned that in there. But I also saw the great capacity of the American people. We had a tremendous missionary system as part of our military and our government, but sent food aid around the world. And if you remember in the early 80s, AIDS had became not a pandemic, but an epidemic. And they sent us throughout all of great parts of Asia and Africa with the best known medicine that was available at the time to try to curb the expansion of that invasive disease that had hit us so hard. And it was amazing that it seemed like they spared no resource to try to get that under control. And also when Ebola first came out, now you talking about something scary, it was scary because people be walking by, and we was in off the coast of Somalia, and they had hit the Somalian area, and people were just dropping left and right. And I said, I don't want to go on land. Let me look at through the big eyes, because it was just that horrible. But they would send teams of people in there, and our medical people was tremendous. They hazarded their lives to go into these countries and to take aid. So that was the image of America to the world, that we weren't afraid to come and show compassion to the world, and that made the world become basically friendly towards us. Whatever we wanted, whatever we needed, they were more apt to reach out and try to help us achieve that. And that gave us great a type of strength that guns and bullets didn't give. And so I learned a lot.
Do you hear that,
being
folks?
in the environment.
Do you hear that?
That's a word. Yes.
We can invest in other areas instead of blowing them up.
Imagine
that.
Oh yeah, it was a tremendous thing that when I saw that. And so I guess for me, I learned the phrase that they call it a paradigm shift, a world view, because it changed my view of being isolationist. I was very much of an isolationist. It's all about us and nobody else. That was my philosophy. But when I got out there and I saw that, and I began to realize it's more than just us. And if we extend ourselves, it would be better for us than just trying to hold everything to ourselves. And it became something that it seems as if our nation took hold of that concept, and for many years that's the road we travel. But like they said, there's always the boomerang concept. When the boomerang go out, it has to go somewhere. It always comes back.
That's right.
And so when it comes back, it meets up, and then you have to have that willpower to say, okay, we're not going to hold it, we're going to send it back out again. We're just in a place right now where we're in a holding pattern. Yes, and we as a people have to decide if we're going to stay that way or we're going to send that back out someday. Because no one act is a final act. And that's the good thing about life that I learned. No one act is a final act. There's always an act 2 and act 3. So whoever moves up into that place will continue to act on behalf of, and we as a people of America will do great things, experience great things, and achieve great things. It's just in our DNA. We can't help it. You can slow us down, but you can't stop us. And it's, like I said, changed my philosophy, changed my paradigm, because, like I said, I was very much an isolationist, and my attitude was, it's all about us and nobody else. But when I got to the world, I looked at, I learned that phrase, globalism. And I say globalism is a powerful, extremely powerful tool. It opened doors and give you access into places that you never dreamed that you could ever go. Because the people there had closed doors, but when they seen what you could get by opening your door, they said, "Oh, let's open our door."
Yes.
And so it just took somebody showing the example of what could happen. And so, so through the church, we take that same. My mind says the same thing through the church. Open our doors. If you keep your doors closed, nobody can ever come in. The doors stand for two things: keeping things out and keeping things in. If you open the door, you got free flow.
What about a screen door?
A screen door, it helps keep those nuisance mosquitoes out, and those uninvited guests called Mr. Fly. He's gonna show up. You don't have to invite him. He just shows up automatically, and he's gonna guarantee he makes himself known. And I said, isn't that an interesting creature?
Folks, you're listening to Living on the Ridge with the Shaman and the Shepherd here at 104.9. You're joining us here. We're listening to the Reverend Herbert Sykes and his lovely wife, Bonita, with the Carolina Avenue Church of Christ.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming in. So we have about 10 more minutes. Let's talk about your church and how that got started. Wait, Bonita has a rebuttal already.
No, I don't. But the thing of it is that I want to also add, we love the community, and so I want to put a little station identification in here. On December the 20th, we will be hosting the Shining Star Toys for Tot, or Toys and Bikes giveaway. The child must be present to get the bikes and the toys. That is again on December the 20th.
Where?
At the Avon Park, here in Avon Park. Registration is going to start at 9, but the program itself does not start until 10.
Okay.
And it's until attemptedly to 2 or till all the bikes are given out. Also, to answer that question, the Carolina Avenue Church of Christ was actually established back in 1917. It was a very, very small congregation, and we still are. But we have something that we think we can give to the community, and that is love. So we do care for our community. That's one reason why my dear husband tries to open it up to the community for programs as what we had on last Sunday. Again, it was the biggest success. We also, during the school year, we do supply giveaway. We want to partner with more so that we can make it as big as possible. As my husband says, we both love to be in the background. It's not that we want to be the big shiny. We just want to make sure that the community is coming together. All religious leaders are coming together to make Avon Park and Sebring, even down to Lake Placid, what we can make it to be. But we need help from the community.
Yes.
We need help from other religious leaders. We just need help all the way around. But I'm gonna give it back to her.
Wait,
and finish.
you want to give us any specifics on how people can contribute?
We really truly need volunteers. And one of the numbers that you can reach is 863-585-6978. Again, that number is 863-585-6978. And if I don't answer, please leave me a message or send me a text, and we can let you know. There is a great need. We have great needs in this community. We have great needs on the south side,
Yes.
north side, west side, east side, whatever side that you want to be with. There is the biggest need here. But the one biggest need that we have in this community is we need love.
Yes.
We need people to come and show that they care for this community. And it's not dealing on the race, creed, or anything like that. We just want, number one, to get the gospel out to everyone. Also, we want to make sure that people that are in despair have what they need. So that is the reason why we have partnered with some others for the Toys for Tot. Also, Kevin and his lovely wife helped us last year with the back to school, and we want to make it more bigger when school starts back for the next the 26-27 school
Yes.
year. So if you would like to be a volunteer or even be a sponsor, please reach me at 863-585-6978.
That's a really good message. We saw one example today of how young men are coming together, and they're not there to work on their mental health and process things. They're there to play baseball. But in the process, it was helping their mental health, their camaraderie, the isolation that we felt, not just with the phones, but since COVID and such a fractured society that we have today. That was tremendous. There was, 30 young men out there? And
Yeah,
there
give or
was
take.
about 30 in the audience? Yeah?
Yeah. It was more after you left.
Oh. Was there a game? Did they play a game?
They actually played a
Were
game.
they killing it?
They tried to keep it, balanced.
Competitive.
It's competitive.
Yeah,
though.
but good ball.
Good ball. Yes.
Eh.
You know, I often try to use as much of my education as I can from time to time. My background is in psychology. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology, and also in the business
Wait,
administration.
what have you not done? I'm looking at this list here. I have cheerleader, choreographer, chef, singer, pastor, world traveler,
He's a Renaissance
psychologist.
man. Yeah, he knows the arts too.
Yeah.
Culinary
Who
arts.
is the real Herbert?
Dance.
Yeah. Well, who's the real Herbert?
He needs his own
Yeah.
movie.
Do you have a preference? It depends on the day.
No, I'm just simple. I just see myself as a servant leader. You know,
Yes.
that's what we do. We journey, and in our journey, we're impacted by, like I was telling Carissa, we're impacted by different forces of life.
Yes.
So, were you that nice when you were a choreographer, or were you just like, hey, come on, you got to step up and dazzle jazz hands?
Yeah, well, I was a little heavy-handed.
Because you had that job called for that.
Exactly.
You were a little Old
Exactly.
Testament.
Exactly. Also, as well as in the military, you don't get to E8. I was a senior chief when I retired. And when you're a leader of men, you have to be able to motivate them, as they say, to better things.
That's right.
And it was my job to motivate them. And the goal of all of us in the military was to lead the military better than we found there. We always to replicate ourselves into the life of others. In the ministry, I call it pouring my life into someone else's life. So they benefit from my life experience, and they don't have to go out and as they say, buy their own. They get it for free. I just pour it into their lives, and they're pouring their lives into me. And so together we enrich each other, and we take the best of each other and improve our own lives. And that's the goal, is to share the simple message of God's love through the gospel, and point people that we are all God's children. And for every color of stripe, we're all the children of God, and God loves us, and we want to ensure the longevity of God's creation in this world.
He's talking to you,
that we
Harry.
become enemies to one another and destroy this thing that God has made. Because the world truly is a beautiful place if we let it be. And so I just think that we can do all these wonderful things. And so I just open myself up. I like to say, open myself up like a floodgate and just let it all in. And then I try to process it and use those things that are good for me and learn to reject those things that are bad.
So you have a perpetual love. I mean, you help others,
Exactly.
but sometimes the helpers need help.
Exactly.
So
That's true.
how does that get filled?
That gets filled because as you help, there's always someone else that sees you doing, and they have a heart to help. And one of my professors always told me that action is contagious. Once you put something into motion, it grabs hold of something else, and you create that perpetual motion. And so everything seems that something takes on a system what they call what's the other big word? Synergy.
Yes, synergy.
And it just pulls things together, and that's what I always found.
Perpetuates.
If you keep at it, a little bit at a time, it starts shaping up, and then it shapes itself into something that's bigger than yourself. And that's what I've found everywhere I went, especially here in Avon Park. Like I said, we started out, it seemed like a very small thing.
There's movement in Avon Park,
Yeah.
you're saying? There's
Yeah.
movement.
And,
We're going to talk about that in the next hour, okay?
Yeah.
There's momentum in a lot of different places.
yeah.
Downtown, at the airport.
And that's what we
at
want to
the
see in Avon
golf
Park. We want to
course.
see that momentum. When you love your city.
Well, like, what they're doing is starting something that hopefully, like he says, perpetuates into all areas, whether it be South Side, Main Street, Airport, and with the help with people like the Piper Group
Yes, the Piper Group are critical.
that connects with the vision that they have, and
City
others,
Chamber.
City Chamber,
City
all that's
councilmen.
going to
How
come
can we
together.
lose?
How
Yeah.
can we lose?
Yeah.
Well,
More people you
some
bring to
people
the
don't
table.
try.
Yeah, more people you bring to the table, the better.
That's right.
Really? Everybody?
Yeah. There's room for that. There's room
Everybody,
more to
every
table.
single person.
You know that song say you lift me up so I can fly like eagles.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
and so that's what we do. We lift people up so that they can soar, and that when they soar, then we all soar.
Well, folks, I hope you're soaring right now. I'm walking on air. I like this show. We have a good
Believe it
time.
or not, I'm walking on air. Oh, there you go.
We did that last week. Are we going to do that every week now?
Yeah, man. Yes. You feel better already, don't you?
Yes.
Okay,
This
there
is,
you go.
yeah, this is, folks, this radio show's for me and Kelvin. So it's nice that you're, tagging along and listening.
Just do my little smoke.
Yeah, you've been listening to Living on the Ridge here, 104.9 FM with the Shaman and the Shepherd. And we have been talking to the great Pastor Sykes, Herbert Sykes, and his wonderful wife, Bonita. We had such a good time today. We had a good time last week. I see more good times in the future. So thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for contributing to our community. One more time about how do we get in touch with your organization?
Just contact my wife, Bonita Sykes, at 863-585-6978. She's a contact person for the Shining Star program that's going to be held on December 20th from 9 to 2 o'clock at Donaldson Park. And we're looking for as many families can come out and that they might be encouraged. It's a wonderful time of year. It's a tough time of year. It strains our economy, our finances. And so when we can do something and give something back to the community, the city fathers and others have made great efforts to give something back to the community. We just want to celebrate with the community and be a grateful people on things on behalf of the city and those other agencies like Walmart and Nucor and all those and the Piper Group for reaching out to the community to give a helping hand this time of year.
I was looking at the signs today at the ball field, and there was a lot of support, a lot of big names out there, and people digging into their pockets, thinking about their legacy, how they're going to invest in the community. The Brickell building is named after somebody, Donaldson Park, and so forth. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. We have another hour of scintillating conversation with the Shaman and the Shepherd. You've been listening to Living on the Ridge, 104.9. We'll be right back.